Happy lunch hour, guys. All right. The war on food, as if we needed yet another reason to grow our own. Now, everybody's talked about all these food processing plants that are getting burned down, all these trains, trucks that are miraculously overturning or leaking or getting into accidents or whatever, distribution centers getting trashed whatsoever, okay? And regardless of what Snopes or Reuters says, that's way too coincidental for that to be all by accident, okay? You know, we know what this administration does with people that are peacefully airing their grievances. Just look at all the video that you could see over the weekend about churches. You know, that was all so peaceful and everything like that, you know, especially the one up in Wisconsin where somebody threw a Molotov cocktail into a clinic. But in regards to food, okay, I don't know which side to take on this, all right, because I want to take both sides. I agree with what is being put out, and I'm going to show you this in a second, but I also think it's going to be used against us. So let me start by showing you this video.
About 20 million acres of farmland in the United States may have been tainted by chemicals in sewage sludge used as fertilizer. That's according to a new report by environmental activists. The report by the Environmental Working Group examined the presence of chemicals known as PFAS in sludge used on farms around the country. PFAS are a class of about 9,000 compounds used in dozens of industries to make consumer products that wind up in sewer systems. They don't easily break down, and they can be present in sludge that's a byproduct of the wastewater treatment process. The problem is many farmers use the sludge as fertilizers. The chemicals have been linked to a host of health problems from cancer to liver problems and birth defects. Advocates say the problems from using sludge as fertilizer outweigh the benefits, and the practice should be banned.
All right, so what do you think about that? So this is where I say I take both sides of this one. And, you know, I'm not sure how to make ends meet on it, but it just reiterates the reason that I think I need to grow my own food. All right, here's the deal. First off, I'll agree with this environmental study or whatever it was that I don't want to be eating food that is fertilized with industrial waste stuff from making, I'll pick something that was on that list, Teflon pans, and, you know, when you throw it out and everything like that, and, you know, now this is all turned into it, okay? Who knows what's in all that sludge? And from reading some of the stories on this, it can last up to 30 years in the soil. Though the one thing the video did not say is this environmental study said up to 20 million acres, and it could be a minimum of 2 million. Either way, that's still a lot because there's 90 million acres of farmland in the United States, okay? Well, we're talking, what, 2.5% on the low end and 20% on 22% on the high end. That's quite a bit of potentially polluted farmland. Now, where I'll say I'm going to take both sides is because on the other side of things, you know damn well this can be weaponized against us. We all know that this administration is beholden to the environmentalists. Okay? Take Keystone Pipeline, take fracking, take whatever. You know, oh my God, we can't desalination. You know, we're going to kill a mollusk. We're going to kill an insect, whatever it is, if we do all this sort of stuff. So who's to say that you don't get some climate change warrior, some eco warrior out there who says, you know what? We can't sell any food from this particular or from any farm until the farm has been tested to make sure it doesn't keep any of these or have any of these PFAS in it. Okay. Now, tests don't take 20 seconds. You know, it's not like somebody goes and says, oh, here's a soil sample. Let's put it in a little test tube, shake it, and nope, everything's okay. And we're talking about acres upon acres upon acres. They're going to have to do multiple soil tests all over the place. So when are they going to do this? Now? Well, the ground's already planted, in a lot of places at least. So what if they do it? Well, we have to test your crops. Pick a strawberry here, pick a green bean there, pick a pea over here, pick a head of cabbage over here. Oh, we're going to test this, we're going to test this. We'll be back to you in 2 or 3 weeks with your test results, if you're lucky. Produce doesn't stick around and just say, yeah, we'll wait for you. Hey, no problem. All right. So this is where it could get very interesting for all of us, because if they start doing all this testing, which inevitably that's what's going to lead, this is going to lead to, it could slow down the speed, as if it's not already slow, of food getting to market, which means less food on the shelves, which also means the food that does get to the shelf is going to cost more because, again, you have a supply and demand issue. So you look at this and go, all right, yes, I don't want to be eating chemically enhanced food. Okay, yeah, and I know everybody say, oh, organic, organic, organic. You know, you don't want to eat stuff with all that ugly stuff in pinball. You put urine on your gardens. Yeah, I do. Okay, and I grow in horse manure and I grow in cow manure and everything like that. All right, and that's fine. Okay, I'm not out there with a forge in my backyard melting down my frying pan and going, oh, okay, cool, this is what I'm going to turn into fertilizer right now. Now, I'm not a chemist. I have no idea how they make this sludge or do whatever it would be, okay? But it strikes me as odd that this is being done. Not completely impossible, because remember 6 months ago we talked about some company that says, hey, we'll compost grandma for you after she dies and we can turn her into fertilizer. And, you know, I showed you guys that video of, oh, this is so nice, grandma's here, and, you know, now grandma's still part of us because she's part of our garden. Okay, no. Sorry, no. But this is what we get into. And, you know, bottom line that I think that we all need to concern ourselves with, after everything else we've talked about, you know, supply chain issues, fires, like I said, tractor trailers, trains, whatever would be. Here's yet just another reason that should convince everybody, grow your own, to use that, all right? But at least I know what's going into and on my food. I know what the soil's composed of. For the most part, I don't know what the natural native soil is here. Okay, you know, if there was something that happened 100 years ago, I don't know. Okay, but I know it's native soil and compost and manure, and my fertilizer is potato peels and banana peels and urine and coffee grounds and God knows what. Okay, that's fine. I certainly also know that my fertilizer is not the leftover syringe from some junkie that it got turned in and they turned it into fertilizer for my food. Something I thought you might want to be aware of. Have a good one. Pinball out.